Hello everyone, welcome to the Healing Show, and we have in our studio our prestigious guest Joanna Crop, and they run Eco Health and Wellness Clinic, and there they help so many people dealing with stress, dealing with functional freeze, dealing with procrastination, or many issues. Now if you have some or the other issue or know somebody and even yourself, then pay close attention here. So first I will welcome Joanna and then we will ask her questions. So Joanna, you're welcome to our show.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Your own show now.
It's nice to be back.
Perfect. So good to have you back. So now, since we're talking about stress, like everybody has stress from, any age.
Yeah.
Any profession.
That's true.
So how do you define stress? What can we do? Everybody's saying I'm stressed. Are they stressed, or it's like something in fashion that you want to wear it?
I never thought of it that way. That's funny. I think our world is just so stressful. There's so many things going on. We're constantly connected to devices, and everyone is super busy. Mm-hmm. So I think it might be fashionable to say I'm stressed all the time, but I think it's actually just true. Like, I just think it's just true that we are stressed all the time.
My iron is low.
But it's true, and then it dysregulates your entire system. So it dysregulates how you absorb nutrients, so then you end up being low in certain vital nutrients, right? So then that creates physical problems, right? And then if you have stress, it impacts your organs. You end up with, it affects like your pancreas, you end up with like insulin resistance, your hormones get thrown off, and so then you just end up with this cascade of symptoms, and it all starts because your body is dysregulated. Right. And then once it starts, and if you don't address it, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah. And then you have like a whole group of symptoms, and most people will see them as like insomnia, a lot of mood swings, gaining weight, not able to lose weight. Some people will have like severe fatigue. So we don't think of it as like, at the beginning it feels like stress, but by later it just becomes like disease. Correct. And then the way we address it at our clinic is like, there is that what I just said, that's one whole part of it. But then there's like, unfortunately, lots of other stressors that also like contribute to keep piling on someone. So there's like the psychological stressors, which is like life, right? True. Everything we just mentioned. But then there's like other stressors that are on top of that. So if you're eating food that your body is sensitive to, so you have a lot of inflammation, that's a major stressor. True. Right?
So true. I remember going to Joanna's clinic, and I think that was in 2019 or 2020, and then I see oranges in my list that I was sensitive to. And I was like, how come? And I had no clue. Yeah. And those were creating stress to me, because that food is not which I go along, and are creating stress.
Yeah, because it's creating some level of inflammation. So even though it's a healthy food, right, but for you, your body wasn't reacting well to it. So that's like one level. And that's healthy, but when we're stressed, we tend to eat a lot of like fast food, junk food, right? So then that further makes a problem worse. So that's one level of stress. Then you have like another level of stressor, which is like toxins in your environment. So if you use a lot of like scented products, a lot of chemical products, cleaning products, things like that. You're exposed to a lot of those things, and I don't mean like the natural stuff, but the stuff is just like the conventional things that are made with lots of chemicals and toxins. That's like another layer of stress on your body. And sometimes we can think, well, I just clean with it once in a while, it's okay. But if you're doing that every day, it's one of the biggest ones actually is scented laundry detergent, because your skin is your biggest organ that absorbs toxins. So if you have anything on your skin, if it's lotion or like laundry detergent through your clothes, and if it's scented, those chemicals are being like absorbed into your skin. And like over time, that's going to congest all your organs. It's not just your skin. It's going to go in and it's going to create, because it's getting absorbed, but then your kidney and your livers and your lymphatic system is working to try to clean those toxins, and it can't. So that's another layer of stress on top of the other ones. Right. And then, not to make it worse, but there's more stress.
Now you're under the pile of
So like another layer of stress then becomes like infections that are like maybe common, but you're not necessarily, we call them like stealth infections. So they could be like infections that you have that you're not totally aware. So maybe you have long COVID, right? So this is a constant stress on the body, on the body of a like long COVID. It's like just this viral. It's not that you're currently infected, but it's this post-viral syndrome, right? So that's a massive stressor on the body. Some people will have like a load of parasites, so that's a stress on your whole digestive system. Not to mention anywhere else in the body where they can migrate to. You know, some people have certain like subtle bacterial infections, and so that's like also another stress on the body. So when you put all these stresses together, yeah, I think we're like, it's not just fashionable, I think it's just true.
And like, you know, whether you are aware that you have parasites, bugs, bacteria, and some stress, you would know that these are the stresses and I know it. But sometimes it's like, okay, you know, because everybody is saying, so now 3 years old kid is also saying, I am stressed, leave me alone. So this is what the real stress is. Like, you know, what is the real stress? How your body is communicating to you? If you're having some, you know, what are the symptoms of stress? And I understand that, you know, if the stress you know, if you don't deal with the stress or don't answer the stress, it will result in the burnout.
Yeah.
Like completely gone now.
Yeah.
So it's better to take care of the stress. So what do you suggest that, how can we address the stress?
Well, I would say, because when I mentioned there's all these different stressors on the body, it could be chemical, it could be foods. So to me, I look at it as soon as you start to feel unwell, then something's wrong. So don't wait until it's like the doctor diagnosed me with a disease. Like as soon as you start to feel unwell, that's your body's sign telling you something is off. Right? So if you start to have, like if you notice something different on your body, you notice like you're not digesting the same way, it's good to be proactive to see like what you can do to deal with it. So because those are different stressors that can be on your body, right?
True.
But then like psychologically, right, we do have a lot of stress resilience. Like we can just keep going and keep going even though we're stressed, and we almost like don't notice it. And maybe we'll talk about it later, but there's like a term. Sometimes it comes from trauma, but sometimes it can just come from extreme psychological stress. It's like functional freeze, right? So it's like you're able to function in life and you're still able to, you know, go to work, take care of your kids, do whatever, you can do it. You're functioning normally, except that internally, like you're very unhappy, you're totally numb, you don't feel any emotions. You tone out, you zone out, like you're always on the phone because you don't want to deal with anything. Like you're
maybe
scrolling,
sleeping
all day. So it's like, or you have a whole list of things to do and you never do it. You completely procrastinate.
Right.
So like, that's kind of, I mean, that's like when you're already overstressed. Like that's already, so that means we missed some signs before. So the signs before that would indicate that you have stress, like I would say you start to get very irritated with people, like you have no patience, you know. Another thing is some people get very emotional, so they just burst out and cry when they're like something's aggravating them. So that might be normal sometimes, but if it's happening a lot, trouble sleeping, trouble falling asleep, that means your body's already starting to like, something is on your mind, you're not able to like rest.
Wired and tired. Yeah,
wired and tired, or just like exhausted all the time. And I think that if it's this energy of like being kind of frantic, like you're just running, do this, I forgot this, I forgot that, you know, it's like this kind of frantic energy, because it means that you're not in control of your reaction, right? So stress, even though there's all these things happening, but the stress is controlling you instead of you are controlling your life and you're controlling the stress is controlling you.
So how to become Zen in spite of having stress, like, you know, life will happen.
It will happen.
Everything, you know, whatever I'm using, my products and all, I can switch slowly. Or, you know, it will have less impact, because even if the past stressors have some impact on them, you know, on me. So how to become the Zen in the midst of all of that? I mean, I think the first thing is just to like accept or admit that you are stressed, because I think some people say, I'm not stressed, and then they're acting in all this way that means like you really are stressed. I feel like holding them. Okay, please, sweetheart, I love you. Please sit down here.
Right. So it's like we don't even recognize that we're stressed, right? So first is to actually like recognize like you're stressed, and this can really damage you in the long run, right? So first it's just just understanding and accepting that that's what's happening, and there's no like shame in it, because it happens to everybody, right? But if you don't kind of at first accept it, that it's happening, then you can't make any changes.
Denying, denying. So if you cannot see it, cannot accept it, you cannot move it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can see it, you can move it.
Exactly.
Congratulations to you, all the procrastinators, all the low energy people. And yeah, that's not end of the world, and that's not the end of everything. You can get, if you talk about this, go to some Joanna, what is your phone number? How can people reach out to you?
Well, they can reach us through our website is the best way. It's Eco Health Center, so ECOHEALTHCENTRE.ca. And the number to the clinic is 905-816-9657. Yeah, so I mean, we do help people with a lot of stress. So when you were asking me, like, what do we do when people have stress? Like, I mean, because you want to relax the body. When people are like, you know, procrastinating or whatever, like people say, okay, well, I'm going to de-stress. Okay, so they're going to sit and do something relaxing. Everyone knows, maybe do some meditation, maybe like take some time to do something. But then right away they're like, okay, and I have to make this list of what I have to do. Right? And so you might still procrastinate because your body is in this tension, right? And so as long as the body is in tension and the mind is in tension, it doesn't matter what your good intention is to do something. If your body doesn't feel relaxed, it's not going to want to do the activity unless you force it so you get it done. But then that has its own problems, right? Because you're like forcing yourself to work through stress. So I mean, one way that we work is so through the bioresonance like technology that we have, because it's very calming, because it's frequency healing, right? So you can send frequencies to balance different endocrine centers in the body so that your hormones are moving smoothly and like everything is operating at the proper way. There's like deep stress relaxation programs. There's programs for shock and trauma that you can run, and what it does is it puts the body, it really tones the vagal nerve. So that's the nerve that runs through the entire body that just, you know, it regulates so many things, so that it gets toned with those programs, and so your body's just put into a state of relaxation. So even if you're not a good meditator, you're going to relax in that program because you'll feel your whole body just like submit to it and just like relax.
I have experienced it, so I can tell you my first-hand experience. Like, I'm good in meditation, but many people, like, if I tell you to meditate, you won't be able to meditate because you're already wired and tired, and now your mind is over, you know, thinking so many things same time. So once you get into that chair, and then Joanna, she do some magic there with that, you know, the equipment and the wire. You know, it gives you the signal that which program and how much frequency. If it's healed, if it's like you know, corrected now, if it's like balanced now. So you can use that. And so what would you suggest that once people are thinking that, like, you know, if anybody's there, if their leg is broken, they can see it, but if somebody is not able to see what they're going through, but then as you were mentioning that if your body is not functioning, if you're irritated, or if you're having less desire for anything, like not in a happy mode, then it's a time to pause and ask yourself a question that what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, to ask yourself in those moments what's going on. Because truthfully, even if you came to the clinic, you know, every week, and I ran this relaxation program on you every week, and you would feel better, but if the things that are creating stress in your life are still there, then all you're really doing is helping your body relax, but you're not really solving the main problem, which is like maybe something chaotic that's happening in your life. So it's good to ask yourself, okay, so like what is happening that's making my life feel stressful? And you can literally make a list. Like you can make a list, categories, you know, family, work, home, like cleaning and all that kind of, you know, housework, house care, right? You know, all these different categories, and just start to write down like what's stressing me out in every category. And once you write it out, I mean, it might be a big list, but once you write it out, you kind of see it, and you're like, okay, you know, this I can deal with, it's okay. This, you're like, oh, this, I don't even need to have this. And so when you kind of see it like that, you can kind of arrange it And you can decide then, like, okay, I really have to change this. This I can tolerate. Right. This is like something I really have to have a conversation with this person about it. This one, I really need more help with these things. So when you see it that way, then you start to at least see what the problem is.
So putting down on a piece of paper, category-wise, and then if you can see it, you can do it. So I'm talking about it, and then, like, you know, or making it a habit, maybe a daily habit before bedtime, or once in a week at least, let's do this, note it down, and then ask yourself, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to be in the same situation again and again and let my life affect, like, let my, you know, what are you doing it, what cost are you doing it at? Relationships, you're being, you know, like, you know, that would reciprocate, like, you know, that resonance, whatever is in here will go to other party or other, you know, your business, your relationship, your food.
You have to be getting something back from it too.
Correct.
So if it's very one-sided, right, and it's just you giving, and the other side is taking but not giving back, then there's something to examine what's happening there. And when you were talking, it reminded me, right, so yeah, making the list is one thing and you see it, but sometimes, you know, in order to change it, we have to change our beliefs around things.
Yes.
You know, so just, that's perfect example. Like maybe you're in some kind of friendship or whatever relationship with somebody, parent, whoever, and it's like you're giving, and they never give, and it becomes like that's just normal, that's how it is, but it's very stressful for you. Sometimes we can have like resistance to change it because we believe, well, I have to do that. Like it's, you believe that you have to behave that way, or you have to always give.
Your parents or anybody in the society or in a Bollywood, Hollywood movie, that this has to be done this way.
Yeah.
So now, but that's having a cost on you, on your system. So at least you can talk to yourself before talking to the, you know, so talk to the situation and yourself, and then you talk to that person who's directly connected to that.
Yeah, because when you recognize that, oh, you know, this doesn't really work this way, and you recognize maybe in yourself, oh, it's my belief that I feel that I have to, then you just question it. Do I really have to believe that? Can I believe it a little bit differently? And it doesn't mean that you're wrong for the other belief, and it doesn't even mean that you're doing something wrong, but it's just like opening a little bit to understanding like a little bit of a different way to interact with someone, right? It's just, you're not changing everything. You're not saying, okay, I'm not giving you anything anymore, that's it, I'm done. Right? But it's just shifting, opening a little more for a little bit of a different type of communication with the person, different expectation.
That's true. So if you are not fulfilled in any, you know, with your business, with other person, with yourself, ask a question, and if you're happily giving, that will come back to you.
Exactly.
So then you don't have to ask. And the love has that power that other person will change. So that will take us to the whole, you know, whole another level of realization and talk. But right now we talk about the stress. What are the stressors? How to deal with it? Who to talk about? Do you have any program? And you mentioned that at your clinic you have programs. And I know that you are doing a retreat.
Yes.
Right, at your clinic.
Yes, we're gonna have it. We're gonna host it there.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the retreat. So those the people who are like, you know, if you are tired, wired, procrastinating things, not happy in your shell, always irritated, or on the other side, if you are somebody who would love to invest in yourself for the, you know, for upgradation, for happiness, for getting your life better and better every day. So you may consider this. So what are we going to give them on day one?
So it's a 2-day experience. So the first day we're going to work on putting the body into a state of relaxation. So we're going to try to take people out of functional freeze, just teach a little bit about how to do that. So there's going to be some balancing for chakras and balancing of the nervous system to try to move you into parasympathetic state. So there will some yoga poses and yoga we're going to do with that also. So part of that will be that. Part of that will be some meditation and just visualization to balance the energy.
True.
We're going to have some sound healing also, because sound healing is actually a really beautiful way to just, it lets your body relax, and then those vibrations just like they relax you, because music has that healing power.
True.
Right? So that, and then we're going to have a portion of it where we're going to start to examine exactly what we just talked about, like making that chart and then looking at our limiting beliefs that keep us stuck in stress and in freeze mode. So it's the goal of that day is not to be like, okay, let's get your procrastination done. We want to understand, you know, why your body is procrastinating, why your mind is procrastinating, right? Why it's stressed, and just to give it a break so it can relax. Because once you're relaxed and once you understand why the beliefs that are causing it, once that is healed, then it's very easy to take action.
Super.
Right? So that's the first day.
Yeah.
And the second day is your expertise.
Yeah, so second day we are, you know, people maybe are in deep traumas and they have some, and they don't know, like some people are suicidal, some people are like, you know, never ending trauma, why me? And then there is no hope for me. And they may be like, again, I'm saying that if you are somebody who would like to know more about energy and work on your limiting belief with super ease, so that day is for you. And then we will do some sound healing also at the beginning of the day, so that, you know, the sound, the music has power to seize your stories, to reprogram yourself and heal yourself by using the energy, the frequency of the sound.
Yeah.
Right? And it attunes with every cell of your body. Now this, you know, somebody has this message, I will not do it, I will not do it. Now suddenly they are saying, I will do anything for you. And everything for you. So that's kind of a paradigm shift is going to happen on the day 2, and that's called access consciousness. So we are taking a new approach to it. It's easy, it's fun, and maybe on the table, like it's a full day of relaxation, beautiful self-care. So that's gonna happen, and you'll be certified for that session. And you'll be given the head charts and a manual so that you can practice ongoingly on your loved ones. And if you want, you know, energy exchange in, you know, for that, you can do that also, because now you're certified.
Yeah, it was so amazing. So I did that, when did I do it? 2021? So I came to do, I didn't even know I was doing access consciousness. I didn't even know what it was. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting a certificate for like learning this. And it's kind of, it's amazing, because it's like, I guess it works with meridian pathways through points in the brain. And so you learn all these different positions of where to hold the head to stimulate certain points. But it's like, when you're giving it, it's quite relaxing when you're holding it, right? But when you're receiving it, like you really feel relaxed, and because you're stimulating certain points, certain things just kind of resolve in your energy field just because of these positions on the head that you're giving. It's quite amazing. And then it's like, yeah, so then because it's like so great that it's also like a certification course, it's like you're receiving so much more than just a relaxation. Like you're really learning how to do it properly, so you can continue to do it for other people.
Exactly.
It's very great.
And the points on your head, and thank you for reminding me that, you know, those 32 points, the points are related to sadness and joy. Like, you know, if you're in depression and sadness and joy, and then points are connected to healing, to life form, structure, sexuality, body, money, control, creating new business. Okay. Maybe there are some points in your head which are stuck and telling you, I cannot start a business, and you are stuck forever in your job. So there are ways, and we don't know what you are going to create for you. We are opening a world of possibilities to you.
Yeah, because especially with access consciousness, because it's so subtle. But it's something about accessing those points on the head. I guess they're connected to meridians also, and it just makes the energy move. Yeah, and then when you come out, because you're in a different state, you start to make different choices and take different actions. So it's a really valuable part.
Yeah, so beautifully said that. So we talk about our retreat, which is happening on May 18 and 19. So keep these 2 days, you know, available for you. For more details, you can call call me 647-227-0186. My name is Priyanka. Now I have stopped saying my name that you would know me. So I have experienced that in none of the shows I'm giving my number and saying my name. So this is the healing show, and that's what my intention is. My intention is to invite people like Joanna and educate ourselves that what's going on, what can we do with it, can we tackle it ourselves, or do we need extra support? And if we need extra support, don't hesitate, reach out. Just one intention: I want to heal myself, I want to get rid of this zone, and the healers will come to you in a form of a TV show, maybe on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever. Like, they will come to you, or you have our numbers now. You contact us and see, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to just be complaining that I didn't do it, I have low iron? Or do you want to do something about it? So low iron joke is about me. So Joanna, anything else you want to add here?
Maybe, because when it comes to like stress and kind of like thinking about what you want to do in your, because as you're stressed, all these other things that you want to do in your life, they kind of disappear because you stop doing them, right? And we can end up feeling a little bit, I don't know, we feel guilty, we feel regret. And I guess my point is just that it's not necessary to feel those things. It's just, healing should be enjoyable, and healing should be healing. Like, it should feel good, right? And so then when you feel good, and when the healing that you receive feels good, when it feels healing, gentle, like affirming, when it feels supportive, naturally we feel safer, and we feel like we're supported, and so it's very easy then for us to like start to take different actions, to start to fulfill the things that we want to do. So my thing is, like, for people not to, to not feel, oh, I'm procrastinating again, oh, I'm stressed again, like, not to blame yourself, just like be gentle with yourself, and then get the help you need, and then easily you can move forward to whatever it is that you need.
Yeah. So all those procrastinators, take a sheet up, and look at the sheet. Yeah, I procrastinated today, and give yourself 10 marks. But then, having said that, now whatever time it will take you, if you will reach people like Joanna, other healers, they are like they can help you out, and at a level where your hand will make you reach to their level, like if that makes sense. So take anybody's help. Like, we are not saying ours. Take anybody's help where you can see, to a friend who are not judging you, and then ready to, if they're professional, talk to them, go to a professional, and then seek out help. Ask that, okay, I am dealing with this. Can you help me? Even if they won't be able to help you, they may suggest somebody to you. So take help and take care of yourself. That, okay, I am dealing with it, I'm not making fuss of it, that's real, but I am now committed. My body is divine, prestigious, it's wonderful. We take care of our vehicles, we take it for more services, and if fuel is less, like if it's it's like really low, our car gives us warning. And then here, body, as you're saying, there are signs of the body which gives us, okay, I'm not happy here. I'm already feeling that I'm giving. That's creating stress. All those, stressors like chemicals which we are using, thinking that those have good perfume, so good for us, may not be. So find out the stress, maybe the chemical stress, or the stress in being in,
especially food, things that are aggravating your system.
Correct.
But yeah, it seems like a huge job, right? Because it seems like, oh, it's so overwhelming, but it's just starting with like
one at a time.
Started. Like, yeah, one thing at a time. You don't have to change everything, of course.
Right.
But it's changing what you can change. Just start with whatever is easy to change.
Correct. That's all. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of undoing and doing things newly. And this is life. So life will keep on happening. So learning the art of life, that how can I be happy even when the stress is there, when my iron is low.
Yeah.
How can I be happy and boost my energy up? So the energy will come to you, and then you will still address that. You will find the person, physician or the nurse or whosoever you will find them. And so that's what I wanted to say. And then our retreats, and especially it's happening at your clinic. So at clinic we have bioresonance machines.
Yeah.
Can I call it machines?
Yeah, it is a machine.
Yeah, it's a big machine, like these frequency. I don't have my Healy, but then these frequency machines are like small gadgets you can carry with them. Those machines are like really powerful machines. Those can be only in clinic. So when we do retreat, you will have access to them and you can get the programming done.
We can do a small introduction to it for sure.
Small introduction to it. So yeah, contact us for that, and the numbers will be displaying on the screen as well. Joanna, will you also like to give them the number again for your clinic?
It's 905-816-9657.
Perfect. And my number is 647-227-0186. So send me a message saying I am ready for the retreat, or however, and we will give you a special offer. Those who will send us this message, I am ready for the retreat, or I am ready for
the retreat.
It's
the easiest way to remember it.
Yeah, I am ready for the retreat, and we'll give you a special offer. Just texting us that. So maybe you'll get both the days.
Text Priyanka.
Yeah, text me because that number is not, you won't be able to.
Yeah, it comes to the office,
text.
but if you want to text Priyanka for sure.
For sure. So send me a text, and if you'll say I am ready for the retreat, I will give you a special offer for that. So Joanna, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sharing everything which you shared, and looking forward to have you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.